right. Hey, everyone. So are you ready to like really get into how this whole 2024 election thing could totally rock the crypto world?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be wild. We've gotten a ton of you sending in articles about XRP and Bitcoin. And with the election just days away, it feels like, well, perfect timing to like dive into all this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So today we're going to go deep on those two big players.
Okay.
Explore all the ways a Trump or Harris win could shake things up.
You know, it is.
We're talking government Bitcoin reserves, maybe a whole new SEC, and
Interesting.
even a Senate candidate right in the thick of that crazy Ripple case.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Get ready. Yeah, it's fascinating to see how politics and crypto are like so intertwined.
Right.
Especially now, right? It's like a turning point.
Totally.
The results of this election. I mean, they could have repercussions for like the entire crypto world for years to come.
For years, yeah.
Yeah.
So first, let's hit that SEC lawsuit against Ripple.
Okay.
It's been dragging on forever.
It feels like it.
Right. Just as like a quick reminder, the SEC, they say XRP is a security,
Right.
not a currency. But, and here's the thing.
Yeah.
They've totally delayed their appeal until after we know who wins.
Interesting.
What is with that, right? Like, why the wait?
Well, you can't really ignore the political side of things here.
True.
I mean, Trump's been pretty open about it. He said if he wins, he'd fire Gary Gensler, the SEC chair.
Oh, right.
And you know Gensler, he's been super tough on crypto regulations.
Oh, yeah.
So a Trump win, that could mean a whole new SEC.
Totally different.
Maybe one that's, well, more sympathetic to Ripple's case.
A friendlier SEC. That would be huge for XRP.
For sure.
But okay, what if Harris wins?
Yeah.
I mean, she said some things supporting crypto in the past.
Yeah.
But she might also appoint someone totally new to head the SEC with their own ideas.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So then what happens to XRP?
Yeah, that's the thing, that new chair. They could go either way.
Yeah.
Continue with Gensler's tough rules or, you know, be more hands-off. It's a total wait-and-see situation.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, well, speaking of not knowing what's going to happen,
Yeah.
could Bitcoin actually end up like on the U.S. government's books? Is that even possible?
Well, it might not be as crazy as it sounds.
Really?
Yeah, Bitcoin is getting close to $70,000 again. And there's been this surge in people investing in Bitcoin ETFs.
Oh, interesting.
A lot of this optimism is because Trump has kind of hinted he might add Bitcoin to U.S. reserves.
Wow.
And here's where it gets really wild. The U.S. government, they already hold a bunch of Bitcoin.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
They do?
Over 200,000, according to Arkham Intelligence.
200,000 Bitcoins?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Now imagine if they decide to buy even more.
Wow. Okay.
It would be massive.
Okay, so the U.S. government, they own Bitcoin,
Yeah.
200,000. So let's say Trump wins and he does what he's saying and buys more.
Right.
What happens then?
It would take a ton of Bitcoin out of circulation,
Okay.
potentially. The price could just explode. We're already seeing Bitcoin getting close to that all-time high, you know, around $73,808.
Yeah.
The government buying more, that could be the thing that pushes it over the edge.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
All right, well, Bitcoin holders must be loving that idea.
Yeah.
But what about Harris? If she's president, would she keep buying Bitcoin like that?
That's the big question, isn't it? Will she follow that trend or go a different way? It's all speculation now.
Right.
But one thing's for sure, this election has made things super uncertain.
Yeah.
But also pretty exciting, you know, for crypto.
Exciting and uncertain.
Yeah.
It sounds like we could be in for a wild ride no matter who wins.
Oh, yeah, definitely a wild ride.
Okay, well, before we get into, you know, what it all means, like the bigger picture,
Yeah.
we should probably dig into what it would even mean for a government to hold Bitcoin. Like, what would that do to the economy and, like, globally?
Definitely, because if a big player like the US starts treating Bitcoin like gold or something, it could completely change how the whole world sees cryptocurrencies.
So it'd be like this giant seal of approval,
Yeah, exactly.
making crypto totally legit in a way we haven't really seen before. So what could that do to, like, the global financial system?
Well, for one, it could mean the US dollar isn't the only big dog in town anymore,
Oh,
you know, as the world's reserve currency.
right.
If countries start holding Bitcoin alongside dollars, it could create a whole new financial system
Totally new.
with lots of power centers.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, it's a big shift.
It could change everything, like the balance of power globally.
Exactly, and that's why everyone's talking about this.
Yeah.
It's not just about Bitcoin going up or down in price.
It's about the future of money. basically.
It really is the future of global finance, but we also have to be real about the downsides.
Right. Can't all be good.
No, I mean, think about volatility. Bitcoin is famous for being up and down all the time.
Yeah, true.
That could be a nightmare for governments trying to manage their reserves.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then there's security.
Right.
How do you keep tons of Bitcoin safe from hackers and all that? It's a real challenge.
That's a great point. So many things to think about.
Definitely.
And to add to that, we've got this whole battle happening over how crypto should be regulated here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Senator Warren wants stricter control. But then there's Senators Loomis and Gillibrand, and they want to let it grow more freely.
Right. It's like two totally different ideas about how to handle crypto.
It is.
And the election could decide who wins this fight.
Oh, totally.
The CFTC, they seem pretty crypto-friendly. They could get more power if Loomis and Gillibrand get their way.
Okay.
But if Warren's ideas win out, we could see stricter rules about money laundering and the SEC having even more power. It could go either way.
So we've got this potential SEC shakeup on one hand, and maybe a whole new world financial order on the other.
Yeah.
It feels like everyone in crypto is just holding their breath,
I think so.
waiting to see what happens with this election.
Definitely.
And let's not forget about the human side of all this.
Yeah.
John Deaton, the Senate candidate who's also a lawyer fighting for XRP holders in that Ripple lawsuit.
Right. Yeah.
That adds another layer to everything.
No, it does. It's fascinating.
Oh, yeah. John Deaton, he's been so outspoken, you know, about supporting XRP and saying the SEC is overreaching. He even called out Senator Warren for, like, mocking his work.
Yeah.
Representing those, what was it, over 75,000 XRP holders?
It was, yeah.
Pro bono, too.
Yeah, he's doing it for free.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. He's brought a lot of attention to the everyday investors who got caught up in this whole mess.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people who just wanted to be part of the crypto world.
Right.
He's fighting for them, for their right to invest without being targeted by the SEC.
It's like David and Goliath.
It really is.
And then there's the whole thing about Chris Larson's donation to the Kamala Harris campaign.
Right.
It's kind of crazy, right?
It is interesting.
It shows that both sides, Democrats and Republicans, are starting to get behind crypto, even with all this legal stuff going on.
Yeah, it's a reminder that the future of crypto isn't just about tech or the market.
It's about politics, too.
It is. The decisions these lawmakers make can totally change the game for the whole industry.
All right, so we've covered a lot.
We have.
The election's impact on XRP, Bitcoin, that battle over regulations, even the possibility of the U.S. government becoming like a Bitcoin whale.
It's a lot.
But before we get into how XRP has been doing price-wise,
Okay.
it's important to remember, like, this is all still happening right now.
It is, yeah.
The crypto world is always changing.
Constantly.
And this election just makes it even harder to predict what's next.
Right.
So for you listening out there trying to make sense of all this,
Yeah.
it's crazy, right?
It is.
What does all this mean for you?
I think it means staying informed, being careful about the information you see,
Right.
and understanding the risks and the rewards of this wild world of crypto.
It's not for the faint of heart.
It's not, but it's definitely full of opportunity for those who are willing to, you know, go on the journey.
The crypto journey.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take a closer look at how XRP is actually doing, like the numbers.
Okay, yeah.
It's been kind of a star, even with the SEC still after it,
It has.
outperforming the whole market.
Uh-huh.
What's going on there? What's making it so resilient?
Well, there are a few things going on.
Okay.
First, the market liked that whole thing with Tether, you know, where they got that FBI investigation article dismissed.
Right.
That made everyone feel better about stablecoins,
Right.
which helps XRP indirectly.
Okay.
Then there's Ripple. They filed their own appeal against some of the SEC's rulings.
Oh, right.
They're showing they're ready to fight.
Yeah.
And that can be good for investors. It gives them confidence.
So they're not giving up.
No, not at all.
Okay, well, beyond those headlines, we got to look at the charts.
We do.
Right? Like, what are they telling us?
Yeah, so when we look at the technical indicators, one thing that really pops out is where XRP is sitting compared to its 50-day and 200-day exponential moving averages.
Okay.
Those are like trend lines, you know, that analysts use to see how the market is feeling.
EMAs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but for those of us who don't spend all day staring at charts,
Right.
what do those EMAs actually tell us? Like, what are they?
So the 50-day EMA, that's basically the average closing price for XRP over the past 50 days.
Okay.
The 200-day EMA is the same, but over 200 days.
Got it.
These moving averages help smooth out all those crazy price swings.
Right.
And give us a better idea of the long-term trend.
Okay, so where is XRP now compared to those EMAs?
Right now, it's trading below both the 50-day and the 200-day, which usually means things are going down.
Bearish, right.
Yeah, but we also have to watch out for breakouts.
Breakouts, like when the price suddenly shoots up.
Exactly. If XRP can get above certain levels and keep going, it could mean the market is changing its mind about XRP, and then we could see a big move upwards.
So what numbers should we be watching for that to happen?
Keep an eye on a 0.535 cents.
Okay.
If XRP can break through that and hold steady, it could be heading back up to the 200-day EMA, which is around full land 55 right now.
And if it breaks through that?
Then the next big hurdle is $0.5739.
Wow. Okay, so those are the targets if things go well.
Right.
But what about the other way? What should investors be worried about?
If it can't get above 0.5355 cents, that's not a good sign. It means it's still weak. And if it drops below or 50 cents, we could see more drops, maybe all the way back down to those trend lines we talked about.
Back to the EMAs.
Yeah.
It sounds like XRP is at a make or break point. Could go either way.
It really is.
The election, the SEC case, the whole market.
It's a lot.
So many things could affect where it goes from here.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important to have a plan, you know? For managing your risk, whether you think XRP is going up or down, understanding these indicators and price levels can help you make better choices.
Smart decisions.
Exactly!
Okay, well, all this talk about XRP's potential is making me think.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the crypto market? With this election and all, could we see more regulation? Will the U.S. embrace things like DeFi, NFTs, Web3? Or try to shut it all down?
That's the big question.
It is, right.
We can't know for sure.
Right.
But we can look at how things are now and make some guesses.
Educated guesses.
Yeah. If Trump wins, and especially if he changes things up at the SEC, it could be good for these new parts of the crypto world.
Okay.
He seems more open to new ideas and shaking things up. So he might not want to regulate crypto too much.
So like a Wild West for crypto.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, but if Harris wins...
Then things might be different.
Yeah.
She could be more cautious, especially with people like Senator Warren pushing for more control.
Right.
They might focus more on protecting people and cracking down on what they see as risky.
Like DeFi and NFTs.
Right.
So if you're excited about all that new stuff,
Yeah.
it sounds like a Trump win might be better.
Maybe, but we shouldn't rule out a more middle ground approach from Harris either.
True.
She could try to find a balance, you know?
Yeah.
Between letting things grow and making sure things are safe. Maybe working with the big players in the industry to come up with rules that work for everyone.
So either let it all run wild and see what happens.
Yeah.
Or try to control it, but maybe slow things down.
Exactly. It's a tough choice.
It really is.
And one that will probably keep going even after the election.
Yeah. But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
The future of crypto depends on what happens in Washington.
Absolutely.
It sounds like the whole crypto industry is on the edge of its seat with this election.
It does, yeah.
Could be a boom or a bust.
Yeah, it's a defining moment for sure.
Yeah, it's a defining moment for sure. And brings us back to John Deaton. Remember him? The Senate candidate who's also a lawyer fighting for all those XRP holders in the Ripple case.
Yeah, it's crazy how he's right in the middle of all this.
It's a pretty amazing story, actually.
It is. I mean, it adds a whole human element to it.
Totally. He's not just some lawyer.
No.
He's like a passionate advocate for those everyday investors who believe in XRP.
And who got caught up in this whole SEC thing.
Yeah, exactly.
He's fighting for their right to be a part of the crypto future.
He's not afraid to call out the big guys either.
Oh, yeah.
Like Senator Warren. He went after her for basically mocking his work.
Yeah, representing all those XRP holders.
Over 75,000 of them.
For free, too.
Yeah, pro bono.
It's pretty remarkable.
It is. He's become a hero to a lot of people in the XRP community.
Yeah, he's standing up for what he believes in.
And it shows. Like, one person can make a difference.
Absolutely. Even against some pretty powerful opponents.
It's inspiring, right?
It is. It shows that the future of crypto isn't just about governments and big companies.
It's about people.
Yeah. And their belief in a more decentralized future.
Okay, so before we move on to, like, our final thoughts on the election and all that.
Okay.
Let's zoom out for a sec.
Yeah.
We've talked about how the election could affect Bitcoin and XRP specifically.
Right.
But what about crypto as a whole here in the U.S.?
Yeah, what's the big picture?
What kind of future are we looking at depending on who wins?
Well, it comes down to how we want to regulate crypto, right? There are two main ways of thinking about it. On one side, you've got people like Senator Warren. They want stricter rules.
Okay.
They see crypto as like a risky thing where illegal stuff can happen easily.
Yeah.
So they want to bring it under the same rules as the rest of the financial world.
So more KYC?
Yeah. Know your customer.
Tighter rules about money laundering? Maybe even limits on what kind of crypto transactions you can do?
Exactly. It's about protecting people and making things more stable.
But couldn't that, like, stifle innovation?
Yeah, that's the risk.
If you regulate too much, won't all the new ideas just go somewhere else?
It could, and then the U.S. would fall behind other countries who are more open to crypto.
Okay, so that's one side.
Yeah.
What about the other?
The other side thinks we should leave crypto alone, mostly.
Okay.
They say overregulation would kill the whole point of crypto.
Which is?
Being decentralized, not controlled by anyone.
Right.
They want to let it grow naturally, let the market figure things out.
Like a Wild West approach.
Kinda, yeah. They believe in the power of innovation.
Let it run free and see what happens.
Exactly, and that's what makes this election so important for crypto.
It's like a crossroads.
Yeah, if Trump wins, especially if he replaces Gensler at the SEC, it could mean a much friendlier environment for crypto.
Okay.
He seems open to disruption, challenging the way things are done.
Which is what crypto's all about, right?
Exactly.
So that would be good news for crypto entrepreneurs and investors.
Definitely.
But what if Harris wins?
Yeah, would she be more likely to go with Warren's ideas and crack down on crypto? It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
She has said some good things about crypto before.
Right.
But she also talks about the need for responsible regulation. So it really depends on who she listens to, what the political climate is like.
So the crypto community is holding its breath again.
It seems like it.
This election could decide if the U.S. becomes a leader in crypto innovation,
Or if it gets left behind.
while other countries move ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not just about the U.S. either.
No, what happens here affects the whole world.
If the U.S. turns against crypto
It could scare other countries away.
and slow down crypto adoption everywhere,
Yeah, it's a big responsibility.
that's a lot of pressure for one election.
It is, but no matter who wins, one thing's for sure.
What's that?
Crypto is here to stay.
It's not going away.
It's changing finance, technology.
Even how we think about money.
It's a revolution.
And that's what makes it so exciting.
We're seeing a new era being born.
With endless possibilities.
And that brings us to our final thought.
Okay.
So, after everything we've talked about,
Yeah.
do you think a Trump or Harris presidency would be better for crypto here in the U.S.?
There's no easy answer
It's a question we all have to think about.
as we head into this super important election.
Stay informed, talk to people, and most importantly,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to form your own opinion.
The future of crypto is in our hands.
That's right.
We hope this deep dive has helped you understand what's going on.
Yeah, the forces at play, what's at stake.
The crypto world is complex, always changing.
But it's a journey worth taking.
So buckle up.
And enjoy the ride.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Happy diving.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
It's not just about the U.S.
It's global, this whole thing.
Yeah. What happens here with this election, it could ripple out and affect how crypto grows everywhere.
Totally. If the U.S. gets all scared and clamps down on crypto,
Yeah.
it sends a message.
It's like a...
Yeah, and other countries might think twice about being crypto-friendly.
So much riding on this one election.
There is a lot of pressure.
But hey, you know what?
What?
No matter who wins, no matter what happens in Washington,
Yeah.
crypto's not going anywhere.
It's here to stay.
It's too big now. It's changing everything.
Yeah, finance, tech.
Even how we think about money itself.
Totally. It's a whole new way of thinking.
And that's what makes it so exciting.
Yeah, it's like we're watching something brand new being born.
With so much potential.
Endless possibilities, really.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive
Yeah.
into crypto and the 2024 election,
Intersection.
that's like they're colliding.
Yeah, head on.
We wanted to leave you with one last thought.
Okay.
After hearing all this, after diving into Bitcoin, XRP, the whole regulatory landscape,
Yeah.
do you think a Trump presidency or a Harris presidency would be better for crypto in the U.S.?
It's a tough one.
No right or wrong answer here.
No, it's about what you believe.
It's something we all have to consider as we head into this election.
Definitely. Stay informed.
Yeah. Talk about it, debate it.
And most importantly, form your own opinion.
Don't just follow the crowd.
Yeah, think for
The
yourself.
future of crypto, it's in our hands.
It really is.
All right, well, we hope you learned something today.
Yeah.
that this deep dive gave you a better grasp on this whole crazy world of crypto.
It's complex, it's wild, it's constantly changing.
But it's definitely a journey worth taking.
Buckle up, folks, and enjoy the ride.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive.
Happy diving.